Hello, everyone. Welcome to Reclaiming My Life. My special guest today is educator for almost 30 years and the President Biden Lifetime Achievement honoree, Mr. Bennie Clarence Howard III. Welcome, Mr. Bennie.
Thanks for the introduction. That was very nice. Thank you.
Yes, you're so very welcome. I'm so excited to have you here today. You know, it's such a pleasure meeting you and honoring you for all of your accomplishments in life. You know, I'm just truly inspired by your story, your journey. And I wanted to have you on here today to just share with the people because, you know, this platform here, we're talking about reclaiming, right? So, you know, a lot of times people are looking at us, you know, oh, wow, he was honored as a President Biden Lifetime Achievement Award. You know, he's an honoree. So, you know, they're looking at the things that you're doing now, how successful you are as a school teacher, and all of your accomplishments. But, you know, we like to share some of those trials and or trauma that you may have experienced in life as well to give others hope. So if you would, you know, we're going to start off with the trial or trauma that you may have experienced in your life. And we're going to go ahead on and go down this journey and show the people how you can reclaim.
Yes, ma'am. And thanks again. Yeah, the journey is real. It is definitely real. Some things, definitely one thing that I experienced was an unfortunate incident. I lost my father in the 80s. And probably 6 months later, there was a friend that had come to visit. And I was in another world, shall we say, in another state.
Mhm.
And the whole thing, again, what I was missing was reclaiming my faith stronger than ever. But I got that. I'm still kind of scary about it because I get nervous still today, even though it was so many years ago. But it makes me realize things can happen, but you have to have that strong faith there. There was a
Yeah.
gentleman, yes, ma'am. There was a gentleman that had come up from North Carolina. He was having a trial with one of the professional basketball teams. They're now called the Wizards, but they were the Bullets back then. And he called me to, hey, we're going to hang out party. I'm here for the week. I'm here with the basketball team for a week. Hopefully I'll make it. So we got together and we went on just a party, shall we say.
Mhm.
And days where I was trying to get myself back in order again. As you said, reclaiming myself, reclaiming that faith. Unfortunately, on our way, there was a car accident, but it just wasn't the result. We were hit by a lady. It wasn't the thing of it. We didn't realize it at first, but we were walking fine. We went to finish off. I think 2 days later, we went to pick up some garments from the car. And when we got to the lot, the guy said, how many people died in this accident? And I stopped both of us in our tracks. I said, what do you mean? How many people died in the accident? We were the two riding in the car. He said, it's not possible. Another guy came up and said, it's not possible. Nobody could live through this. So we walked around. We didn't see the car yet. And the other guy was 6'10". So, and they were like, and you were in there too as well? To yes. So when we got around to see the car, it stopped both of us. We were stunned. We couldn't even speak for about 5 to 6 minutes. Could barely move when we looked at the vehicle.
Wow.
And right there again, the reclaiming should be there every day. Like this morning, I had to reclaim myself. I'm gonna start catching the bus and subway again. This traffic too crazy for me. But it set me back to an idea of, man, you gotta get yourself back together. You gotta take an opportunity. You're not gonna get another chance. Because as you see, and as the people stated, nobody was supposed to live through this accident. And from then on, just grabbed my face, got even stronger, dug deeper, and just started giving so much. I had to give to myself first to make sure that I could give. I didn't want to burn out, so that I could give to others. And that was probably one of the times that I started pulling, getting scholarships, calling colleges, making trips. I started doing it even more to help individuals that were less fortunate.
Mr. Howard, so I hear you saying, you know, that you were grieving. Back in the 80s, you lost your father, you know, and you were trying to find ways to reclaim. and then of course the accident, it was an awakening for you. Hey, I need to, because I have this strong faith. And by the way, that made me think of the song, Strong Faith, Strong Finish, because you're definitely having a strong finish right now in life. But, it made me think about, when we're grieving, it's hard. People don't, well, some that have never experienced grief, it's hard for them to understand the emotions that we're going through and how difficult the journey is in life, to go on without your mother and your father, the people that, brought you in the world, but I hear you saying that you had to find a way to turn those negative emotions into something positive. So you started giving back, and I love that. And that's the reason why I started Rena's New Life Ministry. Rena was my mom, and I started giving back. It makes you feel good. So that's a nugget for the people, Mr. Howard. When you're going through something, it helps when you're being productive in life and doing something for someone else. So thank you so much for sharing that, Mr. Howard. You're doing so much. And, because you mentioned, what you started doing, let's get into that. Because, I know that here you are, you were, renting vans and driving miles, to take your students all across the globe to HBCUs, right?
And others, yes.
Wow, that's awesome. Truly amazing, truly amazing. And you've had some students that are now playing in the NFLs and the NBAs, right?
I have a couple. One retired about 4 years ago. Another one retired from playing in China after 12 years. Actually, that was my homeless student as well.
Come on now. Tell us a little bit about who he is.
His name is Olafemi. I have trouble pronouncing his last name, but he was homeless all through. Even in college, he was homeless. But he never let that, and we would sit and talk. I had to give it to him because he helped me even grow some more. He never let that bother him. He was in school every day. He barely missed a day. His SAT scores were above 1,300.
Wow.
Yes, his GPA. And for individuals that are going through problems, I looked at him as to get me through the day, every day.
Wow.
Because kids would say things to him, oh, you got the same clothes you had on 2 days ago. That didn't bother him, and he kept going. And we were able, actually, I talked to a couple of guys, and I said, look, I need some help. I need you to help this gentleman. He has a situation. And we were able to send him to Southern University in New Orleans. And the coaches sent the scholarship in the mail. They had never seen him play. They said, wow, we're taking a big chance. I said, but can you do this for me? Because the guy really needs something. And they sent in the mail. There were about 20 people in my backyard. They were enjoying it. I said, wow, somebody got a scholarship in the mail? Yeah. And with his, after then, he had come home. He had a young son. So he said, I'm going to come home. I'm going to get closer. So I was able to transfer him to Livingstone College in North Carolina. But there, the coach had helped me as well. Coach Stinson had helped me. He always helps me as well for any students. I said, look, the students, he needs some extra assistance, some extra help, economically. Can you all help me? And he graduated. Again, I'm sure he graduated with honors. But
wow.
I didn't look at his grades. And then he ended up playing 12 years in Indonesia, professional basketball in China.
Come on now. Oh, that's a testimony. That is a testimony. I'm sorry?
I have his jersey right behind me. My hair is too big. You probably can't see it.
I see it, the green one.
No, it's the blue one next to it. It says Livingstone.
Okay, the blue one. Oh, wow, that's awesome. You know what? I tell you, you're dropping nuggets for the people today because, this takes me to the movie Homeless to Harvard. It doesn't matter the situation you're in. Do not let it define you. Sometimes people, I can't, or like you said, he didn't let that bother him. He was on a mission. And look where he is today. Y'all better get on the mission. Come on now, be on your mission and about your business. Do not let your situations define you. Sometimes we are embarrassed or we're ashamed and we're too concerned about what people are going to say, because we're wearing the same thing or, our hair is not fixed the way we want it. And we let that set us back. Y'all better come on now. Y'all, did y'all hear that testimony? Be about your business. Yes. Look, Mr. Howard. So I heard you had the opportunity to play for the Eagles.
Yes, ma'am.
Come on. Look, we can sit here all day. Look, with your bio. Tell us a little bit about that.
It was an opportunity. It was a great opportunity that they had given me. I had a couple of teams call me, but they were looking for other positions. I was like, you're going to cut me the first day I get there. I can't play defensive back. And in college, I could barely play it down. I barely played it down in football in college because I did run track, but I kept making every team, but I was stopped. That was something that I had to dig into myself. You're going to finally play one of these years and play all the sports. However, when I got out of school, there were a lot of guys, as well as Apostle Burrow, but there were a lot of guys that were in the league and they were talking to different teams saying, man, this guy can really play. You guys got to give him an opportunity. Mm-hmm. So that's how that came upon. That was great because they did make an offer to me. But when I got home, I injured my own self trying to learn how to run on artificial turf at one of the local universities, and my ankle never came back. It never came back. But there's a flip side to that story. Well, I did have fun signing autographs at practice.
All right now.
Like that. And that made me realize when little kids run to you, can I get your autograph? That stopped me too in my tracks. Like, wow, you have to be a role model wherever you go and whatever you do. And in this arena here, you have to be on your P's and Q's. Gotta be it. But the same coaches, my brother, along with my sister, they had run across the coaches at a game. They had already gone to another team now. They were going to the Arizona Cardinals. And they asked both of them, what is your brother doing now? What is he doing with his life? He said, well, he's coaching and teaching. He loves doing that. I said, tell him I got a job for him. What kind of job you think your brother does? He want to finish playing a year with us? Because here's my phone number. Tell him, call me. He can come down and play with us. Or does he want a type of job working with us? So I called the coach back and said, I'd like to be a scout for the Arizona Cardinals. My wife and I were getting ready to move. The job was mine. They got fired.
Wow.
They got fired. We were ready to roll, ready to just move to Arizona, take the job. But again, there's that faith jumping right back in there. And you got to.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. What has been the biggest highlight in your career?
Talking to you.
You too.
It's been a lot. It's been probably the biggest one is being able to be a son to my parents and a father to my two boys.
Wow. I love it.
And just honoring what's real, ecclesiastical, because God is real.
Yes, he is. You know, I truly admire you, for the work that you do for our youth, because not too many people pour into our youth. And you've done so much. You've gone above and beyond the call of duty as an educator for young people. I know that you've helped hundreds of students, get scholarships. Like I said, you rent vans, use your own money, you travel, and I love you and appreciate you so much for that. Because, I love young people and I know how important it is for us to instill those morals and values into our young people, and to help parents that are struggling, and I hear all of that and I see all of that with you. So thank you so much for all that you do, have done and continue to do. And I know that you would do it until the day you die because, I see the passion. I see the passion you have for your young people. But look, let's talk about the President Biden Lifetime Achievement Award. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. And thank you all for selecting me. I got to say thank you. Again, I was walking the other day and I said, wow, I really got this award. And I locked myself out the car. It has stung me that much because it hit my mind as I was leaving work. And I had taken the award just once because my principal wanted to see it. He said, "Wow, man, this is dynamite." I said, "Yes, yes, it is." And I was walking. My keys were, I left my keys somewhere. I said, "Oh, I left my keys in the car," because I was so busy thinking about the award and what it means to get the award. I said, "Man, you got to sit back, take a breath. Yes, you have this. Yes, you're
Yes.
fortunate to get it." Um, and I just kept saying,
Yes, you earned it.
so, well, thank you.
That part.
Thank you. But it made me just anything that fantastic, it makes you stop and think, is this for real? And that's how I locked myself out the car. I was like, do I really get this? And it took me to that point. And you know, if something is that great, takes you to that point, your focus, a good focus, was just off for a second.
Wow.
I didn't mind waiting 3 hours for the people to come lock, let me back in the car
Yeah,
because
you looked at your award for 3 hours.
yes, yes.
Look, God is good. God is good. And I love that you received the award because, again, we're talking about all that you do. And sometimes, we can do things and it's not, for recognition, but you deserve to be acknowledged. You deserve to be recognized and awarded. So again, congratulations. I was truly honored, to give it to you. So, hey, congratulations again. But look, it's graduation season. We got our high schoolers graduating. So to close, you've been an educator for almost 30 years.
It's been
What
more than
words,
30, but
how
I'm gonna leave that
many?
alone. It's been about 35.
35 years. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh, come on. That's awesome. Look, what words of advice and encouragement can you give to our high school students that are graduating this week or next week? It's just graduation season, and my baby actually graduated yesterday. So everybody is getting ready to start a new journey. Give it to us, educator.
Again, congratulations to you.
Thank you so
Definitely
much.
on that, because that is a milestone. We know the
Yes.
troubles that the young people have nowadays, and it's so many things they can get into. But the only thing that you can mention is, well, prayer, of course, always. But to mention to them, stay on your path. You will have people to come in your way that will try to make you move left, right, but continue that straight. Don't narrow. And it's just a favorite quote I always like to use, and it says to seek, to find, but not to yield. And
Yeah.
and that's exactly what I tell them before they leave here. You are grown, it's your choice now.
Yes. And as parents, like we said, all we can do is pray. We know how we raised them, what we've taught them, and they can take these life lessons on with them to their next destination. And then you see how I'm like, because as parents also, we feel they're still our babies.
Yeah.
So congratulations to all of the graduates and to the parents for all that you've done for your children. And, again, just pray and know that, God got them. In closing, I just want to say, Mr. Howard, thank you so much for joining me here today on Reclaiming My Life. Again, congratulations, honoree of the President Biden Lifetime Achievement Award. And congratulations also for being an educator for 35 years. We know that takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, and a lot of praying, because you see so many students, and wow, 35 years every year, all the students that have come through you that you had to pour into, that you had to invest in, that you had to treat as if they were your own. So congratulations. And again, thank you so much for that and for who you are. And if you would like to say anything else before we close, please do.
Well, thank you very much. I'm very appreciative again. And just thanks for having me.
You're so very welcome. So very welcome. I love you much. Thank you. You're an inspiration. To our audience, we thank you so much for tuning in once again to Reclaiming My Life. And we'll see you next week. Same time, same place. Be blessed. Hello, everyone. My name is Claudia Massey. I am the host of Reclaiming My Life on Preach the Word Worldwide Network. Today, I wanted to stop by and encourage you all to become a co-author in my next collaboration book. It's called Reclaiming My Life After the Storm. Look, my co-authors and I, we actually launched Reclaiming My Life, the first book, back in April. And then I launched After the Storm this past January. You know, the books are talking about how we go through trials and trauma, how we overcome and reclaim after the storm. So look, this will be the final chapter, and you should be in it. Look, I'm excited, truly excited, because when I first came up with the idea of writing the book and inviting co-authors to join me, my first thought was, who will want to share that they've gone through a trial and trauma? But to my surprise, when they saw that I was open and I talked about how I was sexually violated, I talked about how I struggled with grief, how I had been abused physically. You know, people were like, wow, she's sharing that? I can do it too. So the co-authors of Reclaiming My Life, they showed up and they showed out. They shared testimonies of drug abuse. They shared testimonies of homelessness, of grief, of being promiscuous. I mean, the book was so good. And that is so good. So if you have not gotten that book, Reclaiming My Life, y'all better check it out. You can go to my website, which is claudiamassey.com, get the book. Then I said, wow, this was just too good to stop here. So many people were reaching out to me saying, I want to share my story. I'm ready. I'm ready to release. I'm ready to let go. I have a testimony. And I said, God, I thank you. I thank you, God, because you gave me the vision to be the visionary author of these books. And I'm calling on you for the final chapter to share your story. It's time for you to release. It's time for you to let go. It's time for you to stop suffering in silence. Join me in this book, the final chapter, Reclaiming My Life After the Storm. Now, how can you join? Of course, reach out to me. Reach out at hello@claudiamassey.com. You can also reach out via my website, which is claudiamassey.com, www.claudiamassey.com. You can reach out to me on Facebook, which is Claudia Massey, Instagram, Coach Claudia Massey. There are many ways you all can reach out to me, so there's no excuse. I want to hear from you. It is time to release. It is time to break chains. And it is time to say, God, I thank you that I am no longer suffering in silence. So look, and let me tell you the benefits, y'all, before I go, of being a co-author in an anthology project. You know, of course, the price is much less than doing your own book. You know, when you are a co-author and you have so many other authors in the book, you know, your story can reach so many more people than your audience. If you have 10 people in a book or 20 people in a book, you think about, you know, your book is reaching people in California and Virginia and North Carolina, in Texas, you know, because I have authors from all over the globe. So that's a better way to get your story out and for people to know who you are and for people to connect with you based on what you're sharing. So look, reach out today. I want you in my next book. Y'all, I'm waiting.
She lives with John 3:16 as a daily reminder. This verse serves as a representation of why she gives so freely of herself, firmly believing that if God could send his one and only son to die for our sins, surely she can give of herself to be of service to others. She has a heart that beats with immeasurable rhythm of caring and love. Her arms continuously stretch longer and longer, and yet they never seem to break. This is all evident by the love, care, and commitment she has as a mother, first raising her 3 daughters, for a while as a single mother. She displays a positive example for her daughters as her mother did for her. Many of us have heard or read stories of the close bond she and her mother had and the love she still has for her mother. When it came to mothering, she didn't stop with just her 3 daughters. You see, she received a call that there were 3 little girls, sisters, who needed some extra special love, attention, care, and guidance. And she answered that call with a yes. And just when you might think that would be enough just to take care of them, no. Her love and her heartbeats grew even stronger for them. Those arms stretched longer and wider. She gave more of herself and made them legally hers by adopting them. We have a message from her daughters. How tremendously blessed we are to have come from such a woman as our mother. When we think of all she represents, we are amazed at her daily grace, her strength, resiliency, persistence, love, passion, and her unwavering commitment to her faith, her family, and to her community. A message from her husband. She is my everything. Selfless, supportive, nurturing, and patient. She has a heart for God's people and consistently demonstrates this through community service and feeding the homeless. She possesses a love like no other for our entire family, especially our children. She can cook, and she does give the best hugs.
My mission is to encourage and equip others to believe in the possibilities of a happier, healthier, and fulfilled life by inspiring positive change through talk therapy sessions.